7 o'clock, I call this meeting of the General Government and Public Safety Committee to order. I assume attendance has been taken. If you rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm guessing no comments from citizens since you'll be talked about later on in the agenda. Public Safety, City Prosecutor Report.
She is not here tonight.
Will she be at the next meeting?
I have not heard back.
Okay, we just talked about it, so I was just curious.
Yeah.
Police Department Activity Report. Information is in your packet. Any questions or comments?
Looks like we're about 50 incidents higher this year than we were last April. 97 in April of 16 and 47 in April of 15. I don't know if that's just a shift from year to year.
We certainly can account for a few of the new ones that just happened.
Yeah.
And congratulations, by the way.
Yeah.
Kudos to all the hard work you guys did.
Thank you. Thank you. At the end of the day, on an operation like that, what's most important is no defendants hurt, more importantly, no officers hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It just went swimming. The Cleveland County Prosecutor's Office did a lot of work on that too. It just went perfect. A lot of that speaks to Joe Bellamy and Tim Craig.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
very much.
In-car cameras. We had a email from Matt giving us the proposal of the bid.
Yeah, we, and I got the information from the police, from Chief Dudgeon and Lieutenant Bias. The in-car cameras are $3,300 a piece. And I just glanced at it when I put it in the packet or put it in the folder we put in the packet on Friday. Didn't catch that Phyllis had missed it. We could probably, we could get one within the small tools and equipment budget without straining it too badly. But I was talking to the chief earlier about this, but we didn't talk specifically about numbers. Would one be any use, or do you need multiple ones to?
I think if you look, those cameras are about $1,500 pop. That's why we looked at those. There's 2 cameras, I'm sure.
Well, that's what I thought, but
It says quantity.
It says 21.
Yeah.
I don't believe that, but okay, leave that as it may, 1 or 25 or 100.
We can afford 3,300. If there are 2 cameras, then we can afford 2 cameras.
Yeah, my thinking, I don't know if I agree with this, but this is the world we live in. It's not enough for an officer to get up and testify under oath that that's what happened. If it's not on camera, it didn't happen. Hey. Okay. We went with the body cameras because most of the time we're driving to an incident and you switch your body camera on because that's when things are going to go in high gear, if they go in high gear. But these in-car cameras, Joe Bellamy has one of his that functions fine. And what the prosecutor's office is looking for is a probable cause on the stop. So, okay. We're going to put, if I had my way about it, we'd just be doing the body camera cameras and that'd be away. But apparently, that's not the world we live, whether you agree, whether you disagree. It's just the world we live in. So, we have to do both.
Chief, as of right now, what vehicles don't have them? You said Bellamy's is working just fine.
Bellamy's is working fine. The little, I call it the little white car, the one that,
Impala?
yes, thank you. It does not have an in-car camera, and Cribsy's, the Charger. The thing needs, Cribsy's needs to have a camera. That's the
Well,
kind of work he does.
I remember when we first got cameras in the cars, it, pretty much saved the city from a lawsuit.
I think so
Yeah.
too. I just think the proof's in the pudding. And
I think anything like this, I mean, it is the world we live in now, but there's no ambiguity that
right.
it's recorded.
I go to these prosecutors' meetings, I always find it informative, learn something when you go. And first thing is always a report, okay? First thing is always a report. But if it's a contested matter, even an administrative hearing under driving while intoxicated case, first thing defendant, attorney's gonna do is request that in-car video. And if you don't have it, it looks like you got something to hide. Versus, we just can't afford it.
And that system does audio too, doesn't it?
Yes. These are activated. You know, the minute you pull the trigger on something, you're already behind. You know, because every day it seems like the technology. But these are activated with the emergency equipment. Throw the lights on, camera comes on, you can't defeat it. Which means that a guy like me really has to watch what I say, as if I care anymore, because I really don't. They put me on the stand and say, "Did you say that?" Yeah, that's me. I say it all the time.
This might be a technical question, but how easy is the management of pulling the video off of this new system? Very familiar?
Nothing good. And it eats up an inordinate amount of time. That's the world we live in.
Are there any other cameras out there other than this one?
There's all kinds of cameras out there, but we've had really good luck with these, and we know these cameras. Yeah, it's like anything else. It's like buying a riding mower. You can buy whatever you want to,
Well, I realize that.
but yes,
And some of them don't have very good quality.
Well, actually,
we've had real good luck with these.
I was at a conference this last week, and the guy, this is when I was at the city of Fulton, we were with Merm, and so I was talking to one of their guys. He said, I mentioned that we're looking at in-car cameras, and he said that this is one of the brands that they recommend. So Digital Allies. I mean, not that the chief's word isn't good enough on its own, but
I mean, my biggest question on it is, it would certainly be great to have two of these for this price, but what I see here only says one.
yeah.
And
You let me worry about the other camera.
Well,
You can't tell, they might be having an incentive one of these days. This Digital Ally, we've had these cameras since I've been here.
Right.
We knew somebody that knew somebody, and they came up and gave a demonstration. And they were easy. Nothing to it. So, I just think it's the way to go. And it certainly saves us. It's the right thing to do. I really do think, although that's one, I could be wrong, let me just say that for the record. I think those cameras are about $15.89, $1,500 a pop.
that's, when I talked to Bob, I got the impression it was, I mean, if you look at the bid sheet, it says one. But when I talked to Bob, I got the impression it was two, which is why I said in-car cameras.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a package deal or what,
So-
one of a package of two, or.
So-
I truly do believe that's what, I could be wrong, but I just think that's,
So,
Where we're
so
at.
3,315 is not going to, is going to be tough to keep within at the end of the year, but possible. 66, he basically couldn't buy anything at pencils the rest of the year. I'm exaggerating to make a point, but but small tools, it will fit in small tools and equipment, I think.
I think so. I've not come to you and asked you, or
Yeah.
Cadillac Escalades, these are things that we,
Right.
well, I think we need to stay on top of whatever it is we're doing,
Even if-
particularly the kind of work we do.
Sure, even if it's one camera, I think we need to, I mean, it needs to be,
How many officers now have, lapel cameras too? We're at like,
All of them. When you work, you work. We have 4 or 5 cameras over there. 2 or 3 of them are assigned to officers, but for the most part, you come in, put your gear on, put your body camera on, and go about your business.
and those are also digital now, I think.
They are
Yeah.
compatible, see, they're compatible with what we're doing with the body cameras. That's why.
that video vault or whatever that was called, that software.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have that program over there on one of those computers, they can download it.
Yeah, that's.
We're gonna work better to make sure that when we get into January, February next year, that we've got all the equipment, that the chief and I are on the same page about getting all the equipment requests in the budget as possible. I mean, things come up.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know
There are
what you need until
Things come.
you need it.
Yeah. So do you need a motion on this tonight?
I was looking for someone to make a motion to purchase the camera or cameras for $3,315 from Digital Ally of Lenexa, Kansas.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
I sent Bob to I felt bad after he come back. I sent Bob to a reception at Columbia City Hall for law enforcement agencies from Representative Vicky Hartz. I'll let you read it. She didn't have to do it. That's what she did, and I called her office and thanked him for it. That was very kind of her. Had a nice plaque. And, let you read it. Let you read it. It was very kind of her. What she wanted to say about us and some other folks. Bob come back and said there was like 5 people there.
Wow.
I sent him, we were getting ready to do these warrants back and forth, so
Mm-hmm.
sent them non-essential personnel.
Wallace is going around. I'm gonna read this as it comes around.
Okay.
Is there anything else, Chief, that you discussed?
Not that I know of, unless you all know something. We're content right now. Looks like, I don't know all the dates, but it looks like Joe, Mary, you can weigh in on this, because you know I know very little of what I'm speaking about. Looks like Joe's gonna leave. Of course, a little worm gets out of anger for this. Joe's gonna leave like Wednesday the 1st. He'll be gone most of that month for his,
PLDC.
thank you.
Yeah, it's a leadership course.
Okay.
for the military.
That's coming in. This is annual drill,
Oh, annual training, okay.
annual training,
Yeah.
okay? And then it looks like now, instead of doing that leadership course in July that they talked about, you know, he's gonna deploy 1st December. Looks like we're gonna lose him closer towards the end of October, so he does that leadership there.
Okay.
I haven't figured out all the ins and outs about what I'm gonna do with personnel, but at some point, sooner rather than later, we're gonna get someone else sworn in as full-time and fill in around Joe's absence, because that's gonna create a hole.
Okay.
And I'm not looking forward to it.
No.
The Pentagon has quit taking my vote.
Yeah.
Just put a key in things.
money on the, hostile people.
Because it would.
I know, they would.
Well, moving on to fire department. Activity reports in your packet.
Does it make sense?
I understand what you're saying, but
Well, that's typical.
No questions or comments?
Actually,
Okay.
do you have a update on the fire truck?
That's number two.
That's number two? Oh, okay, well, moving right along.
What's number one?
Let's talk about the fire truck.
Thank you very much.
I did text him the other day, and it took him a while to get back, but we've been demoted behind 3,000 gallon pumpers or so. He told me he thought it was the middle of June.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he, Matt thought, I think Matt said he talked to him a little bit, but I got the middle of June, so.
So,
pretty close. I thought he said maybe the first week of June, but when I told him that it'd be nice to have it in the Anchor Fest parade, he said, well, maybe if you could put it in a July 4th parade.
we don't have a July.
I let him know that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they were building, he told me they were building 3,000 gallon pumpers
Yeah.
for some city that they were struggling with at the moment. so.
well, yeah, they're stuck in the line behind those, and we were, since our vehicle and their vehicles were not the normal stock vehicles that go through very quickly.
Take the backseat.
Well, they kind of are in the odd, his word was the oddball
Category.
line. And those two got stuck, and we're stuck behind them.
So, we get how much of a,
Discount?
credit
We don't have a,
for this?
we didn't put a due date.
We didn't have liquidated damages or
I
anything.
don't believe there's.
I did have a salesman come in the other day, and he was talking about it. He said that they got involved in one, they don't have to buy the fire department a Tahoe because they didn't have their,
There?
I don't think that's gonna fly. That's wishful, that's
You
like
need
the fire.
to, you need to
department.
negotiate some kind of,
There you go. The incentive package.
Yeah, something, I don't know.
Not an incentive package, a disincentive package.
Yes.
To keep it from not moving.
Right.
We'll get it when we get it. That's just the way we do it. Yeah.
Any, other for the fire department?
I've got a couple things.
Sure.
First off, back to the budget things. I realized the other day, on some things I should have probably put in there, another, not a big money items, but, being as we'll be doing the Anchor Fest this year,
Mhm.
being, you know, we run all calls in county, don't see the county used to sit up there, so that's now what we're gonna do. I need to see about maybe getting on, you know, how they have them tents and pop tents. and-
Sure.
And then I got to thinking, if I could get like some pencils or coloring books with a Centralia logo on to hand out to the little kids, you know, little armband, glow in the dark things or something like that, so. Yeah, we have never,
You might not get it by Anchor Fest now.
yeah, I can.
Can you?
I've been in contact with them. They said, if they know in the next few days, it will be. We just looked at the quick ship items, nothing spectacular, something
Yeah.
easy for this year, because like I said, we had never done it before on our own,
Mhm.
so. So, well, I mean, we're looking to, I would say we're gonna spend $900 or so on coloring books and
Mhm.
pencils. That's a little tent to set up there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I can work in my budget somehow.
So under 1,000 all in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I just, something I need to, like I said, I didn't think about it when we were filling out the
Well, this is the
budget.
first for this year, isn't it? I mean, the change.
The what?
For you guys doing it this year. And so if that's new, having the 10.
Oh, yeah, that's the first time we've
Yeah,
ever done it
exactly.
here. So we'll be sitting up there all weekend, stuff like that.
Are you gonna get a tent thing there next to where we have our little bitty?
Well, we'll just do it where we can back the truck in like the county. did.
Yeah.
Is that what you're all saying?
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, and then I got another thing we gotta put in our minds, cause I mean, the truck is getting closer, even though it's month or two away. We have the station on the north part of town. It's got two of them apparatus sitting in there that we really do nothing with. And I know when the little truck gets here, I know there'll be nothing done with them, so we're either gonna have to think what the city wants to do with them. And then the building, cause I'd like to get everybody over to here, it makes it a whole lot simpler and easier, and you have control of who's where and what's this and that, and no apparatus are getting taken out and this and that.
Sure.
I mean, the reason for that building was way before my time, we didn't have, the railroad track split the city. And now that the overpass is here, but I mean, trains go through here so fast, you don't have to,
Right.
but I mean, that's just something that we're gonna have to do. I mean, the international truck over there is it's the 1976 model. And it's the one that did not pass the full pump test last year.
Yeah.
And then there's the big red squad, that's a 90, or an 86 or something like that.
Is there any museums out there that want that?
No. I mean, we tried to trade them in when we bought the truck, and
Yeah.
they laugh at us.
Surprising,
Yeah.
I mean, we could probably put it on, Gov Deals, eBay, something like
Purple
that.
Wave.
Craigslist.
Get something, right, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, is that something I do, you do, Matt?
But
I can give you the information and maybe,
if we got a title on it, it's no problem.
but I mean, I don't know how soon you wanna try to work on that, but
Let's get the new truck in first and then.
How often do you use it?
don't.
Never.
Then why can't we start it now? So
You don't
they're-
use it at all, right?
Well,
they're at all.
they did part of our package for our rating.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
But once this new truck comes in, I'm thinking some of that's gonna go away.
yeah, I mean, it's nothing we need, I mean, it's, the old International, it had, it's probably been sitting inside the station since we just did the hose test last year, so I mean, it has never,
Wow.
it doesn't come out, you don't need it. And then the squad, we get it out once in a while, I mean, it's got some basic tools left on it, I mean, but we're gonna transfer them over to the other trucks in the new truck when it gets here, so I mean, it's really not needed for less than cheap ones.
That's the big box truck, right?
Yeah,
Big box.
yeah, that was bought sight unseen by mistake, they didn't know it was that big. Marvin, when they all, it came from Washington DC, I believe on the,
Well, everything's a little bit bigger there.
uh,
Everything's a little bit bigger there than it
We
needs to
might be
be.
able to use that thing for a
Mobile command center.
there you go,
Mobile command
it's
center.
done, I'm through with it.
Landon, you can drive.
Huh.
Yeah.
Park she's that building?
There might be some wild raccoons we got.
Well, that's what this, Earl's come to me and asked me if we ever do this, I said, that's between you city people on that, because I know we'd like to remodel some of the bathrooms in there, and make them a little bigger or something, but
Well, if we can get rid of the fire trucks out of there, you won't really have any use for it at all.
I don't need
Yeah.
to build.
Oh, you-
I mean, I let the Avenue Flag guys put the flags over here, I don't want to put in that old building over there, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
we got a little room over here, so.
It's handy to the cemetery, but it's not.
What?
It's handy to the cemetery.
Yeah, but when them guys come and work on the flags, they sure like that station a whole lot more than going over there.
Well,
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm sure it's park on if they let them use it too.
yeah.
Well, I think the park would like to have that building, which,
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a good building for them, I don't know how you all
I
work
suspect
that out.
that they would take it to the heartbeat.
Tell them they better sharpen their budget up a little bit.
But I mean, the bathroom does need, I think, some work on
Yeah,
this side.
yeah.
Right. Well, in terms of declaring something surplus, I can do that once we know that we have,
Yeah.
a replacement truck.
That's a,
Mhm.
The building, we probably wanna have I don't think, since we're transferring it from ourselves to ourselves, we don't have to have an ordinance or anything like that, but we would need to probably get a motion specific and
Yeah.
talk to the park board, make sure that they are right. I just make sure that we have something from them saying they want it, so that we can
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah.
That eliminates some of my electrical bill and heating bills.
Well, yeah.
No, I,
We'll shift the insurance burden to them too.
Yeah,
So,
it'll all wash out.
makes it, yeah, it makes no difference in the total package.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's just something you think about when things get rolling.
Anything else for fire department? Moving on to emergency management.
I don't really have anything. I'm looking at the possibility, it's only, at the end of next week, there's a conference in Joplin on emergency management response. If I go, I'll report back. It's a matter of time. It's only $75, plus travel, but,
When is it?
it's the end of next week. I don't know. Did you see any of that, did that come through on your radar?
I don't know, I mean, I haven't been around to look at my radar here lately.
So, but it looks like a good conference. I actually don't know if I have the time to be away from it. It is, we do get 2 weeks without a meeting,
all right.
so that would be nice.
Moving on to protective inspection, demolition contracts.
I just noted in this, we have 2 different kinds of contracts for demolition. One is just demolition, $1,500, and we've got 2 out right now for this year. We've got another one that was signed out last year that hasn't moved, and we're gonna have to check on that, because it's one of it's the property on Hickman where the porch is falling off. So they actually have, there's a contract to, there's a demolition permit taken out and a contract to get reimbursed for that, which they signed during fiscal year 16, but it would actually be paid out of fiscal year 17. If, although the period of time, I believe, has already elapsed, but, so I'd be willing to continue that contract as long as they're willing to do it. However, we also have another contract which you can sign for demolition, and you get $3,000 if you build a new house back on the property. We haven't had very many of those. We have one person who's interested in doing that now, and it came up in a previous request, but they didn't go through with it. In that contract, it assumes that the payment will be made once payments on the mortgage have gone through in excess of $1,500. The one person came to us with the possibility of building it without taking out a mortgage. I guess I just wanted a notice to have it discussed in the official meeting in the minutes that if somebody were to proceed to build a home without a mortgage, that I could, once they've proven that they, there's 2 different ways. You could start on a house and not finish it if you don't have a mortgage. We could wait until the last, I would think that for a contract like that, they could prove that they spent more than $1,500, which would be easy. That once they got an occupancy permit, the rest of the money would be released. That would be my suggestion.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I think so.
So if that ever comes up, I'll make a note and put that in the contract and edit that contract.
Yeah, when they get their final inspection.
Yeah.
You guys have any objection to that?
No.
I just wondered if that ever came up again.
Okay. Any other for protective inspection?
That was,
Or is it? Moving on to general government and finance, economic development, credit. There's an email from Maureen Myers that's talking about the fact that they will not have a meeting instead of doing the hotel.
right.
Yeah. We had an event out at the country club for several investors, and another organization came and spoke to several investors. And,
How was that received?
I think it was received pretty well.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna talk about it a little bit, but
He likes moving on in the agenda.
I know, he's
Okay.
It was Well, a local potential investor made contact with another chain, and a gentleman came up and talked to us about some additional information that should be obtained that was not included in the feasibility study. This chain had a lower price for the hotel, lower price for the rooms, and I guess the question would be if it was of sufficient quality to get the interest of Hubble, who's gonna supply the most room nights. So, I guess I'm not stealing any thunder, but the report back is there's still interest, we're still looking at projects. Obviously, there has not been a project.
Sure. So it's certainly better than no interest at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, and there's a vast amount of interest. It's a matter of vast. There's a lot of people who would like to see it happen. There's a lot of people who, the man who made the presentation said that this can and should be done. That was his analysis. He thinks it is a viable project. The one that he described, not the original one that we saw. So, the question is getting enough people with enough money in the right place. And
Critical mass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Getting critical mass with the right pieces together.
Understood. Anything else for economic development? Moving on to park board. I apologize, the chamber has been.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah,
Sorry, just didn't make the agenda.
Well, it's typically, we cover that at the full board meeting. They sent their minutes and such, and they got scanned, and we
Sure,
shared the package.
Should be trouble before.
It's not typically there.
Does that mean we're gonna discuss the items on full board meeting?
I would think so.
Well, I don't see the reason for it. It's usually a month behind, but that's just the way it is. We
Yeah.
do it all
Yeah.
very hard.
Does that mean you're gonna include it again on the next packet, or?
We can do whatever.
No, I'm just curious, I mean, so.
I hadn't really, I guess I'd sort of assumed we would, but, cause that would be after their meeting, but before their minutes could possibly be
Mhm.
Done.
done. But, no, they meet,
They need more.
tomorrow, yeah, right, correct.
Park board, there's an agenda in your packet, there's also the park board meeting minutes from the meeting of the 19th of April. Any questions or comments?
You got a update on the pool? How's that going?
Last I heard I did not talk to Earl today. Last week, they were still on track to make their opening. I think that it would take some sort of, if I drove out there, they're putting the roof on.
Okay.
They aren't, there's still some stuff on the inside to be done. The electric and water guys are getting those services hooked up, so I think they're still on track to get ready for the grand opening of Memorial Day.
Awesome, great. Cemetery report, that is in your packet. No, well, the meeting minutes are. That was pretty straightforward. Tree board report, I assume there is no report?
Back in the cemetery report.
Oh, sure, yeah.
That's right. I got an email from Phyllis, and there's a couple people that I will reappoint next week. And those folks are, they currently serve on the board.
They're already on board.
They're already
So
on
it's a
the board.
reappointment.
Yeah. Greg Pauley and Onita Roberts. They both agreed to be reappointed, so we'll take care of that next
Great.
Monday.
All right, well, moving on to the library board. Now it's Mr. Myers' time to come up.
Yeah, did you want me to walk up or?
Sure, well, and there's a camera going,
Oh,
so.
yeah, that'd be great.
Make sure you're in the
Well,
frame.
and unfortunately, the microphone and the camera are not greatly arranged, so, but it's a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Jack Meyer. I'm the new library director. I am currently part-time. I've been training with Leah for the last couple of weeks or so. I'm actually going to be moving here to town in about 2 weeks with my wife. We bought a house out South Allen Street, so yeah, I'll be full-time in about 2 weeks from now, and I'm just looking forward to being part of the town, part of the community. So it seems like a great library so far. And do you guys have any questions for me, or anything you want to know about library or me in general?
I was just, can you give the board a little bit of your background?
Yeah, I'm actually finishing up my master's degree in library information science at Mizzou right now. I graduate at the end of this week, actually, at the ceremony. So I'll be, I've got my master's there. I've got some previous experience being the supervisor of the nighttime supervisor for the Columbia College academic library there. I also used to work at the Daniel Boone Regional Library in Columbia. So, and I currently am working as a graduate reference assistant while working here part-time for Ellis Library, and I've been doing that for the last couple of years as well. So, yeah.
Sounds great.
Is it just you and your wife right now?
Yeah, she's actually in vet school right now, so she's getting her doctorate. So she's still got 2 more years.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. So.
Very good.
Whereabouts on South Allen?
706, so we're like kind of catty corner to the high school. So
Yeah. Yeah, that little house, yeah.
Very good.
we wanted a fenced-in backyard for our dogs.
Well, welcome to Centralia.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, sir. Thank you very much. April 2016 financial statements. Information in your packet.
Phyllis and I finished getting all the budget information entered into the software today, so the next monthly report will actually have the budget numbers so you can judge by.
Let's compare.
Yeah.
Any questions on the financials? Bills over $1,250.
Last page.
Seriously?
Yeah. Page 71.
The 6553 obviously is the cost of, for Dane's, hauling off the
Cleanup.
spring cleanup.
Any questions? Hearing none, general government speed limit on West Singleton.
I spoke with the chief earlier today about this, and I think what we would like to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, is start out with, I think it was a suggestion of members of this committee as well, to start out by seeing if we can get the county's radar.
Speed trailer?
Speed trailer, yes. And
It might help before we,
Before you get
yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, yeah.
Before we spend a lot of money on signage and things of that nature, let's take a look at that. I left a message for Brian Lear today. He's the traffic guru. They have a new trailer there, a new speed trailer. I tried to get the old one. No, I'll just,
What's
if
the
you give it
new?
to me, I'll just go down there and get it.
Exactly.
But it's really old, takes a lot of TLC,
Yeah.
but he'll call me back tomorrow afternoon, evening, whenever it comes back on. And we'll see, let's put that trailer out there and see how we kind of get along with that, and see what the,
Does it log, what,
I think, Don, the new one does, but I can't answer that for sure.
I thought the old one did,
The old one,
capture the speed and the time. I don't think, yeah, the traffic count number, but it
yeah,
didn't take a picture or anything like that.
well, I mean, all I'm wondering is if there's a log that we would have, like,
like traffic
To
count.
know
or
X
when-
many
Right.
were speeding or
how
not.
many were going, how fast?
Yeah, I tend to agree with that, and that's why I'm kind of wanting a new
Because-
trailer if we can get it.
Because I really don't see that it's a big problem over there, but then, I don't live there, but I do go through there on occasion, there's really not that much traffic to watch.
I get it. I mean, you start building a head of steam if you're going out of town. By the time you get over the railroad tracks, you start thinking about it at the old lacrosse.
Mhm.
And you start building a head of steam. By the time you get over the tracks, you know, like Landon does, he builds a head of steam and then throws his anchor out right at the stop sign. And then when you're coming back in town, you really don't think about it until you're, you know,
But,
crossing the tracks.
but the tracks are traffic calming device in themselves.
I tend to agree. I've been over there and looked at that. I'm sympathetic, I guess, to what Jessica said. I get it. Everyone wants traffic enforcement until you end up with a ticket.
Yes.
Yes. Well, okay. So let's see if I can get the trailer, see if I can identify when, where, what, and we'll address it next month or next year.
I think it's a great idea.
And, you know, looking at the distances, it's about 1,100 feet from the intersection, if you're going at the center lines, to Rodney Griffin, which might be a decent place if we find reason to. And that's another 1,000 feet to Hickman Street, because you do need some deceleration.
All right.
You're coming off the,
Yeah.
you're coming off the 124 where you could be 150 just
Yeah,
before you
you're-
turn.
Yeah.
And that's 35.
Yeah. You come into town there, it's, I always have to look at that. It's 30, right?
30.
35 going off.
Is it 30?
I looked at it this morning,
It's 35.
35?
yeah.
You sure?
I
You
thought
looked
it was
at
30. It is.
I looked at it just
I
the
thought
other
it was
day.
30.
After you
I'm
turn on
pretty
the
sure it's
signal,
35 when you come
it's
off.
35.
Well, I thought it dropped to 30 and then it dropped to 20.
See,
It does, but there are 3 drops. It does drop to 30.
and such is the problem with traffic enforcement. Folks have lived here all their life. Okay, it's not a problem until, we talked about it probably 5 minutes more than we should have. Let me see if I can get the trailer up here. If we can't, like, then we'll do something different. Absolutely. Let's get the trailer up here and see what is going on there.
I think we ought to make it 70.
I'm sure you do.
Well, on that note, moving on.
Yeah.
Any other? Hearing none, as may arise. Kind of like another.
No. Okay.
All right. Well,
What are we gonna do about the house on Collier Street with the tarps and the, everything in the roof and?
Are you talking down south a couple blocks?
Yes.
That's a good question. Been that way for a while.
And we've let it go for a while.
There's several houses that need to be, this week, or if not this week, next week, I'm gonna start sending out letters for the minimum product purchase standards.
Okay.
We've got another one that's approaching a 6-month period of, having its, building permit expire a week from today. And we haven't seen any movement on it,
Okay.
so.
I'm sure there must be internal work going on there.
Well, none that has been inspected.
Well, nothing else? And I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion, a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, we stand adjourned.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jack? Yeah. Let me ask you this. When you